7:75 was it, I think? Frost around 7:32 here. 7:34 actually, 7:34, 7:35. This 3,000 field is a big field, 18 athletes, but some really big talented names here. In the turquoise there, about 6th or 7th to left, is Mohamed Katir. He's been the revelation of this season from a European perspective, the Spaniard, with Spanish records of 1,500 and 5,000 metres. There is Krop. Well, he's in great form. Jacob Krop sees best of 7:30. That was in Oslo, some 2 or 3 weeks back, where he finished in 2nd place. Andy Butchart, the best of the Brits, the Rio Olympic 6th placer in 5,000 metres, has best of 7:37. Comes here fresh. He hasn't raced since the 26th of June, when he was 2nd in the UK trials 5,000 to Pat Diva. There's Katir, just 23 years old, Mohamed Katir, born in Morocco, took up a Spanish nationality in December 2019, and he is in fantastic form. He's been a real revelation. It's Stewie McSweyn. Watch out for the Australian. Up for a big run here tonight, I'm told. He was 12th in the World Championships 5,000 2 years ago, but he's a different athlete now. Indeed, last year, running a fabulously fast 3,000 personal best of 7:28 at the Rome Diamond League. That was an Australian record, indeed an Australasian record. McSweyn then, 5th from right, and others to look out for here. Well, Dave Mcneill of Australia, who at 34 has produced some astonishing performances in recent weeks. Personal best this year at 1,500, 3,000 and 5,000 metres. So, will the pacemakers do the job here? We're looking for 60 seconds per lap. The pacemakers, Vincent Kibet and Adam Clark. Clark it is who goes out in front first of all. Now 60 seconds per lap. He looks tall and long striding as Adam Clark, the Briton. He's a 7:55 performer himself needs to get this right. They go through there in almost exactly 30 seconds, so going well at the moment. Look out too for Imane Crippa of Italy. He's at the 7:38 performer. He's raced very little this summer, but has set a season's best on the 17th of June. So we know he's in good shape. He ran 7:41 in Nembro in Italy. Ramsden of Australia, Matt Ramsden, 7:45 performer, who is in 3rd place ahead of Stewie McSweyn. Butchart in the red shorts in 5th place, and then Kibet, watch him, Mike Kibet, 5th in the Kenyan Olympic trials 5,000 metres. He's only 21. He's in 6th place there. Katir biding his time at the moment. It's very easy to spot, isn't he, in those fluorescent pink shoes and turquoise top.
Well, he's having a fabulous season, and he'll have fond memories, of course, Katir, of this very track from the end of May, when he came through and smashed his personal best in driving rain and cold conditions, just keeping his powder dry back in, what, about 6th or 7th place. But Stuart McSweyn there, just in 4th, looking fresh as a daisy.
Well, McSweyn, of course, in incredible shape on Friday in Monaco, producing a national record, indeed an Australasian record of 3:29.51. By the way, 35 men have now broken the 3:30 barrier in history. McSweyn and a couple of others joining that club. Hasn't run a 3,000 yet this year, Stewie McSweyn, although he's produced fabulous form at 5,000 and 1,500 and mile. Still doing a good job is the early pacemaker, Adam Clark. Coming up to 1,000 metres. We want to see 1:30 here. It's going to be a little outside that. The pack going through most of them probably in 31, 32. But that's okay. Still solid running. Still something down there in the mid-7:30s tempo for that pack. I'm just wondering whether Stewie McSweyn there to write a picture of those tall, that long stride of his. It looks so relaxed, almost looks like he's tiptoeing along. McSweyn in 4th place now. I'm just wondering if he will lose patience with what is for him, I suspect, a relatively comfortable tempo. When you think at the average pace to run 3:29, Chris, at 1,500 metres. It's about 56.5 seconds per lap, something like that. Here he is operating at about 61 second tempo.
Yeah, it's 4 or 5 seconds slower, isn't it? He does look very, very comfortable indeed. And just as we suggest that he might, he just moves forward effortlessly, just moving through the gears, and is taking closer order and moves effectively, if you ignore the pacemakers, into the lead, with Atkin and Katir as well, and Quebec just starting to take closer order.
The pacemakers now, Vincent Quebec moving well. He's got a personal best of 7:50. Stewie McSweyn might well be urging him here to push it along, because he'll be aware, Stewie McSweyn, that Katir has a big kick. Spanish record, to remember this, here at 1,500 metres, Monaco last Friday. He ran 3:28.76 to take away the national record of one Fermin Cacho. Remember him winning the 1992 Olympic Games in Barcelona in front of the home crowd. What a spectacular moment that was in Olympic history. But as they go through that with, 3.5 laps to run, so McSweyn just beginning to build a bit of a lead here, and Katir needs to close that gap. Croft and Atkin and the rest of them back in the pack beginning to lose ground now, because 60 seconds or close to it, 60 seconds per lap does take its toll. As I say that, so Katir makes the right move, goes round Quebec and into the slipstream of Stewie McSweyn. They come through with 3 laps to run.
Well, this is fascinating, isn't it? We've got a difference in styles. McSweyn still looking very, very comfortable indeed, effortless. Quebec, that slightly less smooth style, and well, Mohamed Katir just looks as though he's out for a Sunday jog in one of the nearby parks. These three starting to pull away. There's a little bit of a gap of 4 or 5 metres on the rest of the pack, and McSweyn just eases on the inside into the lead, and Katir in his slipstream.
2,000 metres there, 5:03. Yes, that's kilometre 2:33. The opener was 2:30.6. The lap up to the bell was well outside 61 seconds, so it did slow. McSweyn now will surely begin to wind it up. We might yet see a sub 7:30 performance here, but Katir is going with him. Almost has a rather high caliber pacemaker here. Krop in 3rd place, unable to go with this acceleration. McSweyn comes through, and let's see what he's covered this last lap in. About 59.3, there it is, 59.3 for McSweyn. He is beginning to turn the screw. The gap back to Krop in 3rd place, and Butchart and so many other great racers in the pack. He's growing with every stride.
Well, approaching 600 to go, and Katir, he can't shake him off just yet. McSweyn, both looking very, very good indeed. And Katir is just closing that gap and just making his presence felt. But McSweyn running his own race, he's so supremely confident, and the versatility that the Australian has over so many different distances is standing him in good stead here.
Well, he's a good judge of pace, is Stewie McSweyn. He'll know he's got 500 to run in which to just wind it up and try and take enough of the sting out of the legs of the Spaniard in 2nd place, and save a little kick for himself down the home straight. Always save a little bit for coming off that final bend. A little glance there across at Katir, as if to say, what have you got? They go through with 1 lap to run. 58.83. He's gone 59.3, 58.8. He's winding it up wonderfully, doing exactly what could be required here to beat Katir. But he is one of the toughest runners in the world at the moment, the Spaniard.
Well, he's got a brilliant kick, so this is going to be a real test. And is this the moment when Katir makes his moment to charge? Has he gone too early, I wonder?
Well, I just wonder whether Stewie McSweyn wanted him to come past. It's always easier to be on the shoulder of somebody in the final 200 metres than to kick off their shoulder. Now McSweyn looks under a little bit of pressure. He's working hard. Bit of a grimace there, a hint of a grimace on the face of the Australian as Katir kicks hard with 150 to run. Eases into the straight, and he's got the gap. 3 or 4 metres on McSweyn, and he drives again, Katir here. Pushing away now to a 6-7 metre lead. It's going to be another fabulous run from Katir to cross the line in a new meeting record, 7:27.65. Once again, Katir produces the goods in an astonishing series of races. It's a fabulous run. It is the 2nd fastest time in the world this year. Remember Kejelcha winning in Oslo a couple of weeks back in 7:26. But from Katir there, well, I got his final 3 laps at about 2:53. Absolutely superb closing speed, and Stewie McSwain just had no answer over that final 200.
Absolutely didn't, and all the letters have flashed up on our screen. A personal best, a big personal best, a national record, as well as that meeting record you mentioned. And that makes it 2 wins out of 2 for Katir in Gateshead. He'll be booking his holidays here next year. He loves this place.
We'll talk about saving the best to last. Stewie McSwain a long way under 7:30 once again. Andy Butchart, a personal best there. Didn't he judge his effort well? He must have run a very strong final kilometre. Butchart, the Brit, 7:35.18. That for Butchart is a PB by over 2 seconds. But Katir, that means Spanish records in the space of, well, not much more than 3 weeks or so at 1,500, 3,000 and 5,000. And I should imagine his coach will be delighted with that one. Now the final finishing touches put to his Tokyo preparation. Don't do anything now. You can't really change your fitness in the space of a couple of weeks. You can ruin it, you can tire yourself out. Don't do too much. Don't try and make any massive adjustments, I would say.
Yeah, decisive break. I asked the question, had he gone too early? And the answer was no, not at all. He knew exactly what he was doing. And when he made the break, it was absolutely decisive. And even the great Stuart McSwain didn't have any response at all. And that gap in the end was significant. He is an in-form athlete. Well, both of these athletes are, but Katir, very, very impressive indeed here.
Incredible running. Fellow before he'd broke through to world class was training to be a fireman back in Spain. Now number 10 all time at 1,500 metres, number 2 European all time to Jakob Ingebrigtsen at 1,500 metres. Remember Ingebrigtsen running fast last year, but he is rewriting the Spanish record books.
Yes, he is.